Who boasts a better lineup than the AFC West? This division may house the most impressive ensemble of head coaches in NFL history. Super Bowl victors, Coach of the Year recipients, future Hall of Famers, the NFL is filled with remarkable coaches. However, when evaluating the overall quality of head coaches, no division compares to the AFC West. Featuring Andy Reid, Sean Payton, Pete Carroll, and Jim Harbaugh, it's akin to gazing upon Mount Rushmore, or perhaps Mount Passmore. Collectively, these coaches have amassed 10 conference championships and 5 Super Bowl rings, potentially the most decorated quartet since the league transitioned to 8 four-team divisions in 2002. There isn't a weak link among them. I truly cherish the competition, remarked Pete Carroll, head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. It's astounding that we all find ourselves in the same arena. It's exhilarating. Andy Reid, the most decorated of the bunch, has led the Kansas City Chiefs to 3 Super Bowl victories in the last 6 years. His teams have secured 6 conference titles, 1 with Philadelphia and 5 with Kansas City. In 2004, Reid was the youngest member of the NFC East coaching quartet, alongside Bill Parcells, Joe Gibbs, and Tom Coughlin. At that time, neither Reid nor Coughlin had guided their teams to Super Bowl glory. I was the least experienced in that group, Reid reminisced. Competing against such esteemed coaches was a significant challenge, especially as a young coach trying to hold my own against them. At 73 and 67 respectively, Carroll and Reid are the NFL's oldest active coaches. Harbaugh and Payton, both 61, are ranked 4th and 5th. Each has served as a head coach for at least 2 NFL teams, with Carroll leading 4. We're driven by competition. Reid stated, "That's what we live for." Jim Harbaugh, the Chargers head coach, is the sole member of this group without a Super Bowl victory. His San Francisco 49ers fell short of the Lombardi Trophy by 5 yards in the 2012 season, losing to his brother John Harbaugh's Baltimore Ravens on the grandest stage. "Don't compare me to the others," Harbaugh humbly stated. "I haven't won the Super Bowl. I have work to do before I'm mentioned in the same breath as them. Let me earn my place amongst them." He won't have to wait long for a benchmark. In a scheduling quirk, the Chargers face all 3 division rivals in the opening 3 weeks. They host the Chiefs in Brazil, then travel to Las Vegas for a Monday night showdown in Week 2, followed by a home game against the Broncos in Week 3. The Chargers haven't commenced a season against 3 consecutive division foes since 1988. When you consider Andy Reid, Sean Payton, and Pete Carroll, I'd say the same about each of them, Harbaugh observed. They're impenetrable walls against negativity. They might endure a tough year, but it's never 2 in a row. Not those 3. They always find a way to bounce back. Harbaugh shares intriguing ties with each of them. While coaching Stanford, he faced Carroll's USC team, culminating in a decisive 55-21 victory at the Coliseum in 2009. Microphones captured a dejected Carroll questioning, "What's your deal?" Their rivalry extended to the NFC West, with Carroll leading the Seattle Seahawks and Harbaugh at the helm of the 49ers. Publicly, they weren't exactly friends. However, according to Harbaugh, they share the same win-at-all-costs mentality. "I've always held Pete in high regard," the Chargers coach admitted. "We've been fierce competitors. Had I played for Pete or served on his staff, we'd have been like brothers. Nothing but respect exists between us. If it weren't for opposing sidelines, we'd be like brothers." That's the type of person you'd send a Christmas card to. But you don't, because you're too engrossed in battling each other. It's the nature of the business. Survival of the fittest. Carroll added, "There's been some media speculation about Jim and I, but I've never felt that way. I have immense respect for his coaching prowess, his character, and his resilience, as well as John's." Reid holds a special place in the Harbaugh household. When Ray Rhodes hired John Harbaugh for his final season with the Eagles, Reid retained the young coach as special teams coordinator. Harbaugh remained under Reid for another 8 seasons before departing for the Ravens' head coaching role. The way John speaks about Andy, and the treatment our family received, we were always welcomed around the team, in the dining hall and in meetings. Jim Harbaugh shared, "It couldn't have been more gracious. A true gentleman in every sense. Utmost class." In fact, it was the coaching family's patriarch Jack Harbaugh who first encountered Reid. In 1989, when Jackie Harbaugh was overseeing the American Football Coaches' Wives Association, she required assistance in stuffing teddy bears into gift bags for a charitable event. Her husband enlisted along with a young offensive line coach from the University of Missouri named Andy something. Years later, when Jack visited his son in Philadelphia, he and Reid realized their connection. "Andy Reid occupies a cherished spot in our family's heart," Jack Harbaugh reminisced. Jim Harbaugh and Payton's relationship traces back to 1987, when Harbaugh was a first-round selection of the Chicago Bears. After NFL players went on strike that season, Payton, undrafted from Eastern Illinois, became the quarterback for Chicago's replacement squad, known as the Spare Bears, who posted a 2-1 record in their 3 games. "I didn't want to sit idle," Harbaugh recounted. "It was agonizing, watching him out there taking snaps. I desperately wanted to be out there. But Sean performed admirably. He positioned us well. We clinched the division that year, and those victories he secured were crucial." During Harbaugh's rookie season, when he was struggling, a group of boisterous Chicago fans expressed their displeasure. Harbaugh's parents, seated nearby, heard the commotion, as did Payton, who was observing from the stands. Payton approached the hecklers and instructed them to lower their voices and show respect to the young quarterback's family. John Harbaugh and Payton served on the Eagles staff together for a year, and Jim Harbaugh's 49ers defeated Payton's New Orleans Saints in a 2011 playoff contest. "I recall shaking Jim's hand afterward and telling him, 'I despise losing that. But it was a historic game,'" Payton reflected. Between coaching stints with the Saints and Broncos, Payton worked as an analyst for Fox, providing him with a unique vantage point to assess the NFL landscape. "During my year at Fox, I yearned to return to coaching," he confessed. "I had opportunities to interview with several teams. It wasn't like I was eager to join a division with Andy and Patrick Mahomes, but it was the owner's decision and the situation in Denver." The following season, Harbaugh was appointed by the Chargers. Now, it's Carroll and the Raiders' turn. "I admire Andy, Jim, and Pete," Payton confessed. "It's like racing with blinders on, but you're aware of the other 3 horses in close proximity. You can't see them, but you can hear their breathing, knowing they're right beside you. That's what makes coaching exceptional." Stay tuned for the latest news and updates from the world of sports. Sign up for our newsletter, The Sports Report, to receive the most intriguing and peculiar stories from the LA sports scene and beyond.